Live. Oh, LinkedIn says we're not approved again. All right, just hit the button. Oh well. Well, we're live everywhere else, so it's okay.
I can't.
It's all right. We're gonna have to deal with that later. Good morning. It's Monday. We're okay. LinkedIn is giving us trouble. I'm gonna have to beat it into submission later.
Oh, okay. Good morning. Welcome to Green Cow.
Good morning. Say hello. Let us know that you're here. Let us know what your favorite color is, and if you like the flavor pistachio.
And what kind of coffee you have?
I don't even have coffee. I have water today.
Wow.
I know.
That's awesome.
It's really
It's gonna be a good day. I have coffee from the kitchen in my cup from Carla.
I'm gonna be headed out to get some coffee right after this.
Well, boy, that was a challenging morning, but we're here.
Good morning. Yes, we're alive. We're breathing. I think that's the second time that I had to say that today. Well, good morning, everybody, and hello and welcome. Please say hi and let us know that you're here. We are currently, again, still kind of playing with our streaming. So we're streaming live both on my Facebook page as well as in our Serving and Succeeding group and the Green Cows page and on YouTube. So let us know.
But not on my page because it wouldn't work.
Yeah, his page doesn't like him very much. All right. Well, just say hi and let us know that you're here and let us know where you're watching. Say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, leave us a hashtag replay. Today is Mindset Monday, so we're going to be talking about the importance of having fun. And so if you have a way that you like to have fun, you can let us know, as long as it's not at my expense. When I taught high school, my students like to have fun by hiding my Diet Pepsi in the ceiling. They enjoyed that.
In the ceiling?
In the ceiling, like actually up in the like the lights that you could kind of push them out, and they would hide my Diet Pepsi up there. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
all right.
The importance of fun, huh?
So say good morning, say hi, let us know what you have been up to this weekend. I see that 6 people are watching, 3 of them are in the group, and 0 people have said hi. I know that it's Monday.
If you don't want to say hi, just hit the little heart thingy.
Or you could say another word that, as long as it's not a 4-letter one. We're okay. You could say cheeseburger. You could say, I don't know, what's some other words? Yellow-bellied sapsucker. We're not going to go into that. All right. So say good morning, say hi.
This hair is such a pain in the neck. I give people lots of credit because I've had short hair for a long time. Like since I haven't had long hair since I was a teenager. And gosh, it's a pain in the neck. It gets in your face, and
you just now starting to realize that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think about it before, and then it does weird things in the morning, and I get up this side of my head, I think, or maybe it's this side of my head. It's just a stick straight up.
But you should just capitalize on that and like get some gel and make it fun. And then I would have fun by just being amused by your hair. Well. Actually, my son had long hair for the longest time because they were doing this thing for a while with COVID that the kids couldn't go back and get their hair cut by themselves. And by the way, I see Chris is here, Carol's here, and Ellen's here. So good morning to everybody. All of you. And Ellen, you might have, Ellen has younger, William's younger than her kids, so she has younger kids too. And they wouldn't let parents go back into they would not let parents go in the salon with the kids at all. You had to stay outside and you could watch.
Really?
But you couldn't go in. Yeah. And so like my 4-year-old was not about that life at all. Like he's like, I'm not going back there and letting some stranger razor at my hair. And I couldn't blame him, you know.
Well, I knew you were right outside.
Yeah, but it's just like you're giving me to this person
Yeah.
who
okay.
has scissors. Like, I mean, I can understand it. So he had really long, crazy hair for a while. And then they quit doing that in Indiana, at least. I don't know about Illinois, but in Indiana, they quit doing that. So you could go in. They still don't want you going back with them, but you can go in with them. So he got a haircut. It was like a whole different person. Like, look, he doesn't look homeless. All right. So today is Mindset Monday, and we are talking about the importance of fun. This is the call-in show, so if you would like to share something on live, I don't know what to say. If you would like to share something live, I don't think you need me on. If you would like to come on with us and
You
share
had no
something
coffee this
live,
morning, is that right?
I think that's the problem.
Oh, maybe that's the problem.
That is the problem. Anyway, the point is, if you have something to say, then we can give you a platform to share it. So
Okay.
let me know. I'll send you a message for the link.
Can we start by defining fun?
Well, I was also going to say first, though, if you would rather not come on live, you can always put a comment and let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we will read your comments. So you can let us know what you think is something that you do for fun, or that can be that's something that is fun to you, and ideas, because some of us need ideas. Please help. So you want to start by defining fun?
I don't want to define fun.
You don't want to do. You want me to? I think actually that's a good question, because so the reason that we're talking about fun is that, as in the description, I said, sometimes we get really busy that we don't have time to have fun. And I know that I'm often in that situation. But I do think that sometimes when you're in that situation, you can confuse fun for something that's slightly less taxing.
Huh?
So like, it's not really fun, but it's not, instead of actually going and doing something fun, you just do something that's a little less taxing. So I know that. So when I have a really long to-do list, I can fall victim to that sometimes, where like, instead of actually taking a break and going to do something fun, I will just like clean something, because it requires less brain work, but it's still on my list of things to get done. So I'm not really taking any breaks at all. I'm just doing things that are less frustrating. So
Sure.
In a way, that's my definition of fun, by defining what it's not.
So I'm thinking that you have a scheduling issue. If you're so busy that cleaning something is a fun substitute.
So sometimes I think it's a scheduling issue, but sometimes I think it's just a mindset thing where you feel like you always have to be productive. And so what I have found.
Does anybody feel that way? Like you always have to be productive something while you're awake?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are times, or I think there's a combination. So it could be a scheduling issue. We've talked before about how some people I've worked with who literally have no time to do, like they're literally working billable hours from the moment they're awake to the moment they go to sleep. And we've talked about how that is kind of sometimes it's an issue of you need to make a different decision. Like we understand that might be the space that you're in at the moment, is that you literally have to work all of those billable hours or you're not going to make ends meet. So you got to find something, like either, you're not getting paid enough, you're not actually looking at where money's going. Like there's got to be there's help you could get. Like there's got to be a place that you can find to change that, because over a long period of time, it's just not going to work out.
Probably not. I mean, something's going to break, and it's probably going to be you.
So that could be one issue, I think, is if you're literally in that spot. And sometimes with that is like, there's a big shift that has to happen, I think, with that.
Is there a solution to that problem? The people who are working every waking hour because they have to make ends meet.
Mhm.
What, practically speaking, what can you do about that?
Well, like I said, I think that there's a lot of different options. You got to figure out what your specific situation is. First of all,
You mentioned the reducing the expenses side.
like, are
So-
do you really have to work every waking hour to make ends meet? Or you remember I told you about how I was making, I felt I was working to pay for a teaching job.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Like-
so sometimes it just seems like you have to be working every waking minute in order to make ends meet, and in fact, you're wasting time because you're taking a job that just allows
Yeah.
you to have another job.
So one of the things that we talked about with that situation before is taking the time to actually sit down and analyze what's going on.
Yeah.
So sometimes also
This is where the budget guy comes in.
Yeah, that's where the budget guy comes in. I don't think the budget guy is on yet this morning, but Mark's our budget guy, so maybe he'll come on here in a minute. So that could be it. The other issue we talked about is, looking at what you're actually making. Are you making enough money? Is there something else that you could be doing differently? Are you truly being productive? Or a lot of those hours not actually spent? Are you taking a lot of time to do something that is not really, like, the hours plus the money you make for it doesn't work out at the end? Is there another option there? And there's I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about this scenario because we have talked about this scenario before, but if you are in that space, please feel free to reach out to us, one of us, both of us, message the page. All of that is, because it's really depending on everybody's situation, honestly.
Yeah. But the bad thing for today is that if you're in that situation, chances are pretty good you're not going to make time for fun at all.
Well, I think that situation starts with making time to analyze the situation and
Okay.
figure out where the challenge is. Because another thing is, oftentimes when people are in this situation, there's another big issue there. Like, there's a housing problem, or there is a health problem, or there is a relationship issue. A lot of times people who are in that situation, they don't realize that this other big problem is the thing that needs to be addressed first. So,
Uh-huh.
so that could be the issue. I think you said it could be a scheduling challenge. It could simply just be a scheduling challenge. Oh, that's cool. It tells us where our viewers are from. I didn't know it did that. Look at that. Ah, cool. Technology does more fun things. So it could be a scheduling challenge. Also, like you were saying, like simply a scheduling issue where you are planning to do things maybe you're planning to do something fun and you just always end up canceling.
So that's where you reach out to Monique.
That's where you'd reach out to, Monique does scheduling, or somebody else that, can help you with a scheduling challenge, or maybe it's just you needing to
General
take time
organization.
looking at your schedule. But then I think it can also just be a mindset thing where you feel like you always have to be productive and you don't make the time for fun. And then I think there's another offset of that, which is that you have a to-do list. You always are going to have a list. The list is always there, but you're thinking about the list so much that even if you try to do things that are fun, you're not doing them because you're thinking about your list.
Okay, so I think when you have a list, one of the benefits of having the list is that you don't have to be thinking about the whole list all the time. You just think about the one item that you're working on, right?
Right, and I think that too can come back to scheduling things, because if you just have a list, that might not be enough for some people to get their mind off the list. But if you have a list and you're plugging the list into certain places and you generally have an idea of how this is going to go, then you can kind of let go of it. But if you just have a list and you know that you have to have something done by the 31st and it's a big important thing and it's rolling around in your brain, but you haven't actually planned to do it. Now, some people are okay with that. Some people can just do that and it's going to work for them. But other people, for me specifically, if it's not planned, it's going to be in my head. So if I know that I'm working on this thing on Tuesday and Thursday and I plan to have it done by Thursday, but I left myself the cushion of Friday and Saturday in case, it has to be done by Sunday. So I left myself a cushion of Friday and Saturday just in case it's not done. Then I have enough to let go of it. But, other people might just be able to have a list, and that's okay. But I think the point is that if you're, if you are not able to let go of the to-do list, then that's the problem. So that's not necessarily a scheduling thing. That's a focus thing, I think. I don't know. What do you think?
Schedule. Well, I don't know. I think that we got a nice comment, and it came from Chrissy. I think I just see Facebook user.
I think it did. It did. Yes. We only see Facebook user here, but on my phone, I can see who you actually are.
Is it Chrissy?
It is. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it would be hard to imagine somebody else had the same experience.
But it could be. Have you ever watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? So William is obsessed with Spider-Man, and I have multiple times. So there could be multiple dimensions with multiple similar things happening.
Right. So we did have a really nice weekend. We had a birthday party for our grandson Milo, and on Sunday there's lots of parks in Illinois. There's lots in Indiana too, I think, but we have friends in Illinois, and we went out to nature preserve called Goodnow Nature Preserve, I guess. And we walked, and we had lots of dogs with us. There was 4 couples, and at least 4 dogs, I guess. Anyway, it was really nice to do that. It was outside. It was a beautiful day. It was a little breezy, but it was still good. And that was fun.
So that sounds like fun. Carol, I know you're a fun person. So if you're by your phone right now, you should tell us some of the things that you do for fun, because you're always doing things for fun that are exciting and awesome. So yeah.
It's almost summertime, so that's when we do Lake Michigan for fun.
You can do all kinds of things for fun in the summertime too. But I think the point here is that you should be doing something for fun. So let's think about people who aren't at the moment and who fit into one of those categories that we talked about before. So what are some things that we can recommend for them?
I recommend, if you are in that situation, get involved in this community here and let somebody know that you don't know how to do this, and that you could use some help. And there are people in this group who will help you, meet you for coffee or something.
Or kidnap you and take you to a music festival, because I absolutely have not done that to anyone before, ever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as the COVID thing eases up a little bit, more people get vaccinated, things like that, it's going to get a little bit easier to get out and have fun. And fun can be very simple. It's just going to a coffee shop
or just going outside. I mean, even if you're in a situation right now, and that is true with everything that we've had with COVID, and depending on where you live, it's really different. There's a lot of people that still have a lot of restrictions where they live about where they can go and what they can do. And so, in that case, I understand it's really hard, especially if you are, if you're like locked in your house with multiple children. But it doesn't have to be anything big. It just means that, just going outside or going for a walk or figuring out what's fun for you. I think that's true too. Some people might not know what's fun for them.
Yeah, that's true. And you need to talk about things just to find out. So Carol says that she's taking a trip in late April to North Dakota. She's a photographer. She's going to shoot wild horses with a camera.
You need to clarify that, Carol.
And the native prairie of the area. So that'll be great fun for Carol.
Yeah.
No guns involved.
Don't shoot the wild horses. That's bad. Oh my goodness. No, I know everyone who knows Carol knows she means as a photographer, but that's actually a really cool story too. Carol, your story of I know the last time on Friday, we talked about starting a business or making a career move, like getting a job or starting a business. And you talked about reinventing yourself and how you became a photographer, which was not something you'd ever done before. And now you have, photos and shows all over the place. So that's pretty cool and exciting. So that's another way that you can figure out what's fun for you. But I think one of the big things is that people just are feeling a lot of pressure right now. Be careful what you ask for. It's true. But I was, so Jewel was doing like a giveaway of some kind of a food. They have some new, like, made to order.
Jewel, the food store, not
store.
Jewel, the singer person.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be hitting up Jewel. I haven't heard from her for a long time. I don't know what she's been up to.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted. Jewel, the food store.
The grocery store was giving away some kind of a new prepared food they have to promote their new menu or whatever. And I was looking at some of the comments, and I was just like, it seemed so overwhelming, like how many challenges people were dealing with. So like they asked people to share stories about, why they should get a week worth of food. And it was just kind of crazy. Some of the things that people were up against, with challenges, everything from transportation problems to medical issues to job issues, and most of them resulting from, the last year that we've kind of had our lives upended. And so there is so much of that going on. I think that might be one of the reasons that a lot of people struggle with, finding time to do something fun or even letting their brains kind of into the fun space, because there's just so much challenge going on.
I get that. But please remember that life is short. I mean, even if you make it 100 years, it's short. And if you don't, I mean, there's no guarantee that you'll have it tomorrow. So life is not just toil. It's not just work and make it. It's appreciate the beauty around you and the people. Those are important things. And so having fun is really important. It helps you to balance your life a little bit. It makes you more productive at work. So yeah, we don't want to lose sight of the importance of having fun.
Yes,
it really is important.
We've talked before about search, don't scroll. So one of the things that I find is true for me, if I should have taken a break an hour ago, I'm going to be sitting there doing nothing for a good hour and a half. Like, instead of actually, so sometimes I'll feel like, oh my goodness, I can't take a break because I have so much to do. That usually tends to be my reason for not having fun, because I'm thinking about the list. And so I'll sit there and I'll be thinking, I got to get all this done, but I'm not doing any of it. I'll just start scrolling, or I'll start staring at a screen, or I'll start, letting my mind wander, but not productively. And so I realized that I've lost, like, in the time that I wasted doing all of that. I could have, gone and done something that might have actually given my brain a break. But instead I chose to kind of zone out and scroll. And if you find yourself in that situation, I think that it's not always natural to connect the dots. Like, if you find yourself a lot of times sitting and scrolling or staring off into space, or, watching a bunch of videos on Facebook or something like that, and without like a real focus. I mean, I watch YouTube videos a lot just for fun, because I'm interested in the subject matter. But if you find yourself just, kind of passively not doing anything and getting carried from video to video or thing to thing, that might be the reason. It might be because you really needed to, like, actually take a break, and you're not. And so your brain's kind of forcing you to take one, but it's not like a productive break because you're just not doing good things. So yeah, that's me. When I catch myself doing that, I have to think about, like, okay, what is the point here? So I think we had a comment come in from Ellen.
We did. She was mentioning that fun doesn't have to be expensive, and I agree. A simple walk in the park could be good. And yeah, she mentions that simply going for a walk can be fun, and it can be invigorating. It can help you to center yourself a little bit more, and so do those things. It doesn't take a lot of time, 10, 15 minutes, and hey, you've done something good for yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun things that are not expensive.
Or time consuming.
But I think especially expensive. So many times I think we get pummeled with the message like, to have fun, you have to go to this expensive concert or on this expensive vacation to take pictures of wild horses. No, I'm just kidding, Carol. But no, there's a lot of different things that you can do for fun that are not expensive. I like Ellen's idea. I'm a big fan of going for walks and finding cool places in nature. For me, that's really fun also. I especially love water, so like anything that has a pond or some kind of cool water thing is fun for me. That's you can, like Lee said, meet a friend at a coffee shop if that's allowed, or just have a talk with someone virtually too. And there's all kinds of ways now that you can play games virtually with other people. Like you can actually meet in rooms and play like board games and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And then like Grant and Carla, I didn't get to go because I had a kid who wasn't feeling well that day, but they had a virtual reading of Macbeth, which I really wanted to do. Probably not your thing, but it's fun for me. But there's just all those different, kinds of things. Again, if you don't know what is fun for you, take some time to figure it out and know it doesn't have to be the most expensive thing. And don't get into the trap of feeling like, because I can't do the expensive thing, I can't have any fun either. I saw on my profile a minute ago that Kathy Clements was watching. I don't know if she's still watching, but I know one of the things that she does for fun is she teaches, I think, and takes fitness classes that I believe are free through a church. And then I think there's a lot of places you can do that kind of stuff via Zoom too. So that's another example of something that's fun.
Nice. New comment.
Yeah, from Mandy. You want to read that? You're closer to the thing.
She says, I knit and crochet, which gives me the opportunity to create and be artistic. My granddaughter and I also go to the barn to ride and work with our horses. I love it that we share the same passion. She's learning responsibility by caring for something else besides herself. She's out regardless of the weather and not on her electronics. And she has built great friendships with other kids. That's awesome
really cool
stuff.
Yeah, so Mendy also has a nonprofit organization with horses, kind of like Stacy. So
awesome.
Stacy, who often watches, has a nonprofit organization with horses and equine therapy. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's another example of crafting. I know we have a lot of crafty people who have fun with that. That is not me. I like whenever the children come home with a craft project, I outsource that immediately if possible.
Okay.
I am not a crafty.
We're all different.
I get frustrated by crafts. Like, okay, follow the directions. Number one, I don't like following directions. This is the reason why people say I can't cook too, because they're like, just follow the recipe, but I don't want to. Can we speed this up? I don't know. I'm also just like I don't understand the point of it for me. Like I know a lot of people make really beautiful things. I don't. You can find my fails on Cake Rex. No, I'm just kidding. Have you ever heard of that website?
No.
It's where people post their wrecked cakes that they don't do very well with. But I know crafting for many people, it is fun and enjoyable, and I think that that's awesome. So again, find what works for you. If you find yourself getting frustrated by it, it's probably not for you. But trying something new, that's a cool thing too. And I like the comment about getting kids off the electronics. It's hard, especially with COVID, especially with them having e-learning for school. It is hard to get them off the electronics. But I have also found that, the more we can get them off the electronics and actually into doing something. But what's interesting is it's true for adults too. If you've heard of like the Zoom fatigue and stuff people are talking about with just because so many meetings, they have so many Zoom meetings a day now.
Yeah, heard about that.
Yeah, sometimes people are just zoomed out, and it's a different situation than being in person. So that's true for adults too. If you're feeling like really done with technology, get away from the
Take
computer for a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to do. If you find that you're spending a lot of time on social media, just getting away from that for a little while might be helpful. You don't have to cancel all your accounts. Just spend less time doing it and a little bit more time taking a walk outside around the block or something, anything.
Yeah, one of the things that we talk about a lot is, making sure that you're using your social media in a way that is like there's a purpose to it,
Yes.
right? So there's lots of ways we can use social media. We can use social media to promote our businesses and to search for jobs and to make great connections with people and to find all those recipes that I'm not going to follow. Because I do that all the time, like save your recipe, but I'm not going to follow it. We can use it, and all those are good things. Connect with friends, post pictures of our kids, look at pictures of our friends' kids. All of those are great reasons to use social media, and that can be something that's fun too. Even taking a little break to write a message to a friend or to connect with a friend online, those can be things that are fun. But if you find yourself scrolling and you find yourself, not really using social media with a purpose, that's where I say, are you using it as kind of like a crutch to, to not have to do work or to not really have to take a break and all that kind of stuff?
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess the message then is kind of pay attention. And if you're not getting enough fun, try to make an adjustment.
Yeah. To figure out where that is for you, if it is something that is, related to your schedule, then you can reach out to somebody who works with scheduling. We have those people in our community here, but sometimes it's just read a book or, find something that works for you too. If it's a problem with mindset, then, think about how you can work towards that. All of those issues, it really starts with finding out what the challenge is for you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've come to the end here today.
We have. So if you're watching on the replay, leave us a hashtag replay and let us know what you like to do for fun. And then also, if you're interested in being on the screen behind us, I always say board, but it's not a board, it's a screen. So I was a teacher for too long. If you want to be on the screen behind us and find out more about the different perks of sponsorship, please send us a message and we can let you know how we can do that, how you can do that. And for those of you that are up there, we're working on making some adjustments. So we got a few more of you up there today, but we're still adding some of your info. So just bear with us and keep tuning in.
Yes. Okay. So if you have, first of all, spend some time in serving and succeeding if you can. Making more money while doing what you love is important. And if you have specific questions about business, feel free to contact me directly, or career stuff is more what Miranda does.
Did you forget my name there for a minute?
No.
Flick it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you can contact me with career stuff. In fact, I'm going to do a video here in a short while on focusing on a particular industry and some career opportunities. So tune in for that. And then, of course, you can use the group Serving and Succeeding. If you're watching in one of our other platforms right now, there's a link to join the group in the description. So click it or copy and paste it if it doesn't actually hyperlink for you. And it'll be taken right to our group, and you can join there and ask questions you have and connect with people.
Okay, so what was your name again?
Joe.
Joe. Well, Joe and I will be back on Wednesday for another exciting episode. And until then, make this a great day and do something nice for somebody else and a whole bunch of people if you have the resources to do that. And we'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.